So I'm Craig Moir from Scottish Enterprise, and we'll be talking about the Funding Information and Support Service. So what is the Funding Information and Support Service? We can help you with three things. So we know that it's a complicated funding landscape out there. So if you get in touch with us, we can help you find the right funding route for your innovation project. The main thing that we do though is we can help you with your proposal by way of a review. So usually some of these funding streams are very competitive. So we can get a team of 3 or 4 people together and come back with comments on your proposal. We know the Innovate UK streams very well. So we're adding on about a 10 or 20% chance on you getting those funding streams. And the last thing as well is just to get in touch with us, and you can join our funding bulletin to keep in touch with the latest funding streams that are out there. So we heard some from George, some of the funding streams are specific to the sector, but I'd also like to show some of the other ones that are available. Innovate UK Smart is one that is running essentially all the time. So there's one open just now with a closing date of the 26th of May. And that's open for TRLs from 3 to 6 up to TRL 8. That's up to 2 million funding amount, and the funding that you'll get depends on the maturity of the technology that you're developing and also your company size. So it'll be about 70% for SMEs and for lower TRLs. So we've seen a lot of good companies from Scotland win that, and we're happy to help you win even more. EIC Accelerator is another one. So that's again from Horizon Europe as well. So that's just been announced last week, and that's for later or closer to market TRLs, and that's for single applicant SMEs. The funding amount is up to 2.5 million, and the funding percentage is 70%. So that is a much larger percentage amount for something that's closer to market. And again, happy to help with that one. It's very competitive, so yeah, both of those are very competitive. The other one is Eurostars, so that's a 60% funding amount, and for TRLs 3 to 6, and that would be for a 360k euro project, and you would need to get a partner from another participating country. But what we've seen from those ones is for Eurostars, it's a lot easier to win those funding competitions. We heard a lot from George and also from the APC on a lot of the different funding calls, and we're absolutely happy to help in terms of winning those with the Funding Information Support Service. But also just like to point out the Green Jobs call from Scottish Enterprise, and that was mentioned by Andy at the start of this session, and that's to support the economic recovery and stimulate the creation of new green jobs to advance Scotland's net zero emissions ambitions. So it would be a good one for the companies in this sector. So when and how should you get in touch with FIS, the Funding Information Support Service? So we're assuming that you're a for-profit SME in the Scottish Enterprise region. You're working on market-oriented innovation, and the projects that you're going to be working on are going to be over 50,000, so chunkier projects. And also the project is going to be new to market rather than new to the company, so that is more of a game-changing technology. With a lot of the funding calls that we help companies with, 2 of the main questions that we see some companies trip up on a little bit is on the freedom to operate, and also the IP section in general. So if you do get in touch with us, we can help you, point you to the direction of the Scottish Enterprise team that can help with IP. Market is another one, and a lot of the funding calls are going to be looking for evidence that you are addressing a market. So we can also help you get in touch with the Scottish Enterprise research team. Another one is, have you got the right team together for that, or is there parts that are possibly missing? So are you looking for another technical partner for the project that you're suggesting? And between KTN, Enterprise Europe Network, and with the Scottish Enterprise network as well, we can help you find the right partners if that's required. And the last thing is just to make sure that you're confident you're going to be able to match fund at least 30% of the project costs. So how does that work? So get in touch as early as you can so that we can help with all of those different things such as IP, market research, or finding partners. we would ask you to complete a funding questionnaire. So it's basically a very cut down version of a lot of the funding calls that we see. It's just a one-page thing, and it helps us to work out what would be the best funding streams for you if you haven't already identified them. We'll then have a chat about the options, timescales, and then you'll write your proposal. If you want to get support by way of review, then we can get that feedback to you with the team that would put together. You'd submit the proposal to the funder, hopefully you win that. And then if it does require, there's a lot of these funding calls are now requiring pitches to a panel. We can help you with the preparation for the pitch as well. So hope to hear more from that. You'll have the slides, so you'll have all the links and the email addresses there as well. Thanks. And back to Sarah.